So we're going to talk about hedge funds massively shorting Ethereum, right? Now, hedge funds have increased their short positions of Ethereum over the last 6 months, really. A lot of reports came out yesterday because hedge funds have to report what they're shorting. I did not know this was happening. And it makes a lot of sense because I've always believed in Ethereum. Ethereum should be at 4,700, 5,000, 6,000 by now. Why is it not there? That's the big question everybody's been asking. Why is Ethereum underperforming everything else? We're only up about 6% year to date for Ethereum, which is ridiculous. When the tariffs came out, remember 2 weeks ago, Trump was going to do massive tariffs on a lot of countries. We saw a lot of cryptos retract significantly. The biggest retraction we saw was Ethereum, which fell over 30% when that happened. Now, Bitcoin may have fell less than 10. Everything else fell a little bit. Ethereum took a deep retraction, right? And that's because, and I didn't know what was going on. It didn't make sense at the time. But what has been unveiled is that there's been massive shorting of Ethereum. Now, there's a couple of reasons why a company would short something like this. One is that they truly, honestly believe that the asset or the technology will fail. Another is that they see an opportunity to short it, and sometimes collusion happens. Now, I don't think it's the first thing. I don't think they believe that Ethereum is an inferior technology. Like I said, I believe it's the second reason. I believe the second reason is that they had the highest opportunity to short. When a lot of people, a lot of organizations get together and they short something, they can push it down greatly and they can all profit, and then they can reverse that position. I believe that they saw an opportunity and they all colluded to push down or manipulate the price of Ethereum. Now, some of you guys may be saying, what the heck is a short? What is a short? I'm going to explain it to you. Is that a short position is when in stocks and assets, you look at an asset and you say, normally what an average person does, looks at an asset and says, this asset could possibly go up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to invest my money in it when it's low, and I'm going to wait till that price rises, and I'm going to take my money out as a profit. I buy it at $50. When it gets to 100, I make $50 profit. I doubled my money. That's an average. When an average person gets into stocks, that's what they're looking at. Now, so what happens is that some investors say, I think this asset's going to go down. Now, how do you make money on something that's going to go down? You short it. And what shorting is that when you see an asset, you say, instead of buying it and waiting for the price to go up, I'm going to sell it. And when the price goes down, I'm going to rebuy it. Now, how do you get the asset in the first place? A loan. What people do on exchanges, and this goes for the stock market as well, is like banks, organizations, even individuals say, I'm going to have this Ethereum. I believe in Ethereum, so I'm going to keep it for 10 years. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to loan that Ethereum out, right? And when I loan it out, I want it back plus a percentage. So if I'm going to hold it anyway, long term, I might as well make money along the way. So what people do is they loan out their assets. This goes for stocks, cryptos, a lot of other things. And then other people say, I'm going to borrow your stock, asset, or cryptocurrency, or one Ethereum. And I'm going to borrow it. I'm going to instantly sell it at 2,500. But then when the price retracts down to 2,000, I'm going to buy it back and give it back to you. So the person would have made $500 in that transaction, right? So what happens with a short is that when massive amounts of people do that, they have to buy these stocks or assets or cryptos back, regardless of what happens. So what happens is what's called a short squeeze. What a short squeeze is that when a massive amount of people to borrow these stocks, assets, or cryptos, what they do is that they borrow them, instantly sell them. Now, their obligation, or they can't make profit, they can't close out their positions until they buy those assets back and give them back to the original lenders. So these people have an obligation to do that. Now, what they hope will happen is that the asset falls, they rebuy it and give it back to the people. Now, sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes the market shifts and now the price goes up. So now these people are in the negative. So the price is already going up. Remember, prices are affected by demand. There is a higher demand because the market is shifted. And now all of a sudden, it's going up. So that's what causes a short squeeze condition, is that the people who borrowed those stocks, assets, or cryptos are now forced to buy them back. But what that does in a chain reaction is it causes the price to go up because the market sees those as buys regardless. Those shorts have to buy that asset back. So when they buy it back, it causes more demand, and that causes more short staff to buy back their positions because they're losing money. And then that in turn causes more demand because people see the stock, asset, or crypto going up. That's what's called a short squeeze. You'll see on the chart, boom, the price will go way up all of a sudden because of all that demand caused from the shorts having to buy it back, and also because of new demand from new investors who see that asset rising. Now, I believe that the conditions for this are right now in position for Ethereum. I think that they've overshorted their positions based on the idea that this is the idea they put in. They believe, this is what they said. They said that they believe that Ethereum is an inferior blockchain. Solana or a future blockchain will replace it. They're going to short Ethereum because they believe it won't last. Now, I disagree with that. I think that a lot of these managers, a lot of these fund managers don't understand the technology. I think they don't understand what's going on. I think that they're too reliant on the traditional financial system. I think they don't understand. I think they've over leveraged their positions. I believe that Ethereum, once Bitcoin gets going, once XRP gets going, once the overall crypto market gets going, I believe that it's gonna be a huge short squeeze, and Ethereum pushing it back to all-time highs over time. So let's take a look at the Ethereum chart. Bring me a second, so bring that up. So the current status right now is testing local support, right? And that's what's on those white lines. So Ethereum right now is at a pivotal point. If we don't get some type of movement upwards over the next month or so, people are going to lose confidence in Ethereum. But that also applies to the overall crypto market. Now, a lot of that momentum in Bitcoin, XRP, especially XRP, with Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Solana, all these other coins, was based on the idea that Trump would get in and immediately do these things for crypto. Hasn't done that so far. So people are starting to lose confidence that Trump will even do these things. So right now, that's the reason why we're seeing a slow retraction in crypto, slow retraction in Bitcoin, slow retraction in all these other coins. So right now we got support at 2,200. That's the rising white line that you see on the screen. Bounce target, next major resistance points we have is 3,000. If we're able to come back from where we are today, we're gonna get a resistance point at 3,000. If we get past 3,000, we'll go up into the high 3,000s pretty quickly. So those are what's gonna happen. So we have to make sure that we don't fall below 2,200 and we're able to get past 3,000 in the short term. The thing I'm most positive about Ethereum is that even though a lot of the smaller hedge funds that don't have the talent, they don't have the people who understand, they get shorting Ethereum. But the people who are in the know are actually buying it. There's been a massive inflow of Ethereum in the ETFs. Goldman Sachs boosted their ETF holdings by 2,000%. 20 times. Whatever they had in Ethereum for last quarter, they've increased that to 20 times what they had. That's how much confidence Goldman Sachs, one of the biggest bankers in the world, has in Ethereum. Now, a lot of the smaller hedge funds are betting against it, but Goldman Sachs understands, like I understand, that a short squeeze is coming. The bigger firms, BlackRock, MicroStrategy, Goldman Sachs, are buying. So that shows me a lot of confidence in what's coming. If you're just joining live, please subscribe.